What is your opinion on Oregon legalizing fucking crack and heroin? So it sounds like a pretty libertarian view.
Exactly.
So what do you think about that?
That comes to a point where it's like, it's definitely like a test. It's almost like they're the guinea pigs right now.
Fucking heroin.
It's crazy. But here's the thing. My view is that, like, if you want to do it to yourself, I would advocate against heroin because I've seen firsthand what it can do. And I've seen death occur from heroin, and I've seen junkies. Like, if you go to Madison Square Garden, you've seen heroin village, right?
Heroin village, yeah.
Bro, like, there's literal zombies on the corner. Like, they're like trying to get up, and they reach for your sweater.
You got $1.
Not even that, bro. Like, I went there once.
Bro, they're gonna rob you then.
I was there for a Knick game. No. They were like too out of reality to even manage a word. Like, this woman was like standing sideways, like they levitate almost. She was standing on one leg, and she was like turned over, and I don't know how her center of gravity was like upholding, because she should have fell. But she was like leaning some way. And I was like,
Michael Jackson over there.
Yeah, she was doing that. I was like, there's no way she hasn't face planted right now. And like, she reached for my little sister, and my dad was like, let's go. And he grabbed her, he yanked her, my little sister, and they kept walking. But it's like, it's really bad. And I've seen that side of drugs, and it's disgusting. And my dad growing up, he saw his first overdose as a kid. Like, because he grew up in the Lower East Side, and like, you just see what drugs do. So yeah, I would advocate against it, but at the same time, it's their decision, you know? It might open up a bigger market, but I know chaos is gonna come from this, because we've seen the opium wars, right? If you look at that, like when Britain brought their opium in
to China.
Yeah.
They kept them at bay. Yeah.
Yeah, and we saw what happened. Like, it just fucking destroyed them. Crack. Was it crack? No, it was just opium. Yeah, it was a bunch of shit that they had. I don't even know what opium the umbrella stands for. But
drugs. We just say drugs.
Yeah, just like hardcore.
Don't have to get
shit.
too specific. Yeah, it's hardcore.
Exactly, like the crack in New York in the 80s. Like, we've seen what drugs do eventually, but I think it's good to have at least a couple states, or at least one state. So
just to kind of experiment
for the crazies. Like, if people like are really libertarian, they should go to that state.
Just
kind of be federal.
Just kind of like they had, what is it, euthanasia legalized in if I'm not mistaken, the state of Washington.
Euthanasia is killing,
like, assisted suicide. They had it legalized, I believe, in either Washington or Oregon for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, they usually refer to euthanasia like when it's talking about animals. So originally, I thought you were talking about like, but continue. So this is for humans, right?
Yeah, for humans. Okay. Yeah.
And
they had it legal in either Washington or Oregon for a certain amount of time. I think it's illegal now. Kind of like that. They ran the little experiment. But look, if you want to clap yourself, by all means, goddamn, you shouldn't. But if you're
should that be your choice?
If you're ill and you know you're gonna die, terminally ill.
But what if they're incapacitated?
Oh, that's a good question. Goddamn, we're getting into like.
Can the parent make the choice? Can the parent pull the plug? Usually,
kind of like their abortion right there, but.
That's a scary question, yeah. But this is an established person, a human being who's in the world at this point.
Right. No, I get the difference. Yeah. But
both are very hard to decide still, because each case is so different. Right. You know.
I mean, if you use abortion as means of contraception, then.
Can you explain that a little more?
If you use abortion as means of contraception, if you keep getting fucking pregnant and getting an abortion every time.
That's a bad habit.
Yeah. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, not like whatever. Even if, let's say, you got pregnant once somehow.
Or if it was like rape.
Or right, absolutely, rape or like incest or some crazy shit, right? But if you get abortions, for example, I don't know, this theoretical. You get it every year. You get abortions every fucking year. Goddamn, use a fucking condom. This is
no. There are people who have they continually go back. It's almost like they're like a customer. Like,
this is fucking pathetic, dude.
There's definitely cases
maybe
where
those people should not reproduce.
And there's people that are lazy that are like, that have certain habits that they just keep returning and stuff like that. Like, to me, that's a lazy way out. If you had a lazy circumstance, so let's say like it wasn't like of really bad means, like rape or incest or something like forced, or where the mother's in danger or the baby's in danger, or it's like there's just a problem altogether. By those means, abortion makes sense. You know, it upholds. But then when it's someone who's just like lazy, or it's like not just, I feel like the word lazy is widely used, but it's uncarefulness. I don't support that. If you have unprotected sex and you have a baby,
lack of responsibility,
and you decide to abort the baby and it happens more than once, to me that's almost unacceptable. It's like, dude, regulate yourself. You know.